Good morning. It is a foggy day in New York City, and I had to come to Queens, New York to pick someone up at the airport, LaGuardia Airport. Not until 10 o'clock, but I figure I would leave my house around 5 a.m. and maybe do some shots since it's foggy by the water. Now in back of me, of course you can tell, is the Whitestone Bridge. It is totally fogged in. So my goal was to shoot this bridge kind of going off into the fog, but it's simply too foggy. So I'm going to have plan B, and maybe plan C given how foggy it is, and make my way around Queens and see what else I can come up with. So stick around and we'll see what I can find. Well, I drove about 5 miles from my last location, and I am in a very different area of Queens. The area I was before was really quite nice, beautiful neighborhood. This is probably one of the ugliest parts of New York City. It's called Willets Point. I'm pretty sure that if you read The Great Gatsby, and there's an area called the Valley of the Ashes, this is the area that F. Scott Fitzgerald was referring to. It's basically just auto body shops now. There is plans, I know there are plans to redo this whole area, but they've been in the works for many years, so I'm not sure when that's going to happen. But, long story, but I'm going to try to find some interesting subjects around here. It's maybe a dud, but make my way around and see what I can find. A lot of noise, I apologize, but again, I'll see what I can find here. Well, this area is definitely not pretty, but there are some interesting colors, some interesting contrasts, shapes, lines. The one challenge is these roads, I don't think have been paved maybe since F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote The Great Gatsby, because I could probably use a Hummer to get around here. They're really bad, but and in my little Honda Civic, I could get some car damage, but there's a lot of auto repair shops here, so if I do, I'll be in the right spot. So anyone who's been to a Mets game or anything at Citi Field or the old Shea Stadium, or maybe been to the US Open, you probably are familiar with this site. It's right by these stadiums, and quite often you get lost getting out of the stadiums and end up here. But you can see in back of me is Citi Field. It's right across the street. Well, there are some puddles around, so I'm getting down low and trying to get some reflections. You know, the backdrop is not beautiful, but interesting nonetheless. So we'll see how they come out. Well, it's a pretty cool area. I'm still making my way around. There is a pretty big dynamic range between the buildings and the sky. The sky is very bright, and I'm just letting the sky get blown out. There's no detail in the sky anyway, and so it allows for the image, you really focus on the building itself or whatever that subject is. Well, I think I got some decent shots here. I have to wait and see when I get them on the computer. I'm gonna make my way around Queens a little bit, maybe find some other subjects. I still have a couple of hours before I have to be at the airport to pick someone up, so I'll find a new location, maybe a little prettier, maybe not, we'll see. Well, the flight of the person that I'm picking up is delayed. So I've got some time to kill in Queens. Probably too much time. I probably should have just gone home, but grab some breakfast, I'll get a coffee. But I made my way back to the Whitestone Bridge. The fog is clearing, and looks like I'll get something interesting. I'll be there in about 45 seconds. So there's a park that has a nice view of the Whitestone Bridge. So I'm gonna shoot from here. There's a little beach down there too, but I don't feel the need to go down there. I'm gonna shoot from up here. All right, I'm gonna head over to the airport. Nothing award-winning here, but do love this bridge, so if I'm in the area, I always try to photograph, especially with some moody fog around. Hey, if you like this video, it does help the channel just to give me a like, a thumbs up. And if you like this kind of content, architectural, landscape, just following me on my photographic journeys, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future content. And until next time.